$1.5 million sounds average. Your reality is lower. And the typical American under 35 has a net worth of $39,040, not $183,000, not close to it, $39,000. I read the whole Federal Reserve data set, so you don't have to. Sit back. By the end, you will know exactly where you stand and probably feel better than you do now. Think of me as a doctor reading your test results back to you. No lecture, no shame, just the numbers in plain English and what they mean for a normal person. Most people watching this believe three things. They are behind, their friends are ahead, and that neighbor with the brand new F-150 has a fat investment account hiding behind the driveway. All three of those beliefs are almost certainly wrong, and the data will show you exactly why. Not as a pep talk, just arithmetic. We will come back to that neighbor and the F-150 before this is over. Keep that truck in the back of your mind. It matters. Everything you're about to hear comes from two sources: the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances 2022 and the U.S. Census Bureau income data for 2024. These are not blog estimates. The Survey of Consumer Finances is the gold standard, run by the Federal Reserve every 3 years. The same data set every serious analyst quotes. When these numbers describe you, they really do. And if your own net worth right now is $4,000 and a gift card you forgot to use, you are not alone and you are not broken. You are closer to normal than almost anyone admits. Before we read any test results, you need to understand one thing: the difference between an average and a median. Get this, and the whole rest of the video clicks into place. You, me, and a retired surgeon with $8 million walk into a room. On paper, the average net worth in that room is now a small fortune. But nothing about your life changed when the surgeon walked in. That is the trick of an average. One enormous number drags everyone up with it on paper, while their actual wallets stay the same. The average is the surgeon. It is not you. The median does the opposite. It lines everyone up from poorest to richest and points at the person in the exact middle. That middle person is real, and no billionaire can drag them anywhere. The median is the closest thing we have to a portrait of a normal household. For net worth in America, a small number of very wealthy households pull the average far above what most people live. So the average is high, flattering, and basically fictional for you. The median is honest. Remember that word, honest. Every number from here on, I give you both. The average first, the flattering one, then the typical one, the middle. Pay attention to that one. It is your test result. Sit back. This is the first test result. We start in your 30s, where most people first start quietly panicking. According to the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances 2022, the average net worth for households under 35 is $183,380, almost $200,000 by your early 30s. Sounds like a decent start, maybe even intimidating. Hold on, remember what we just learned. That is the surgeon talking. The median, the number that describes the household right in the middle of the actual distribution, the honest number is $39,040. Read those two numbers again. The average is nearly 5 times the median. Almost the whole gap is a handful of unusually wealthy young households, heirs, founders, early tech money, pulling the average out of reach. The typical 30-something is nowhere near it. They are at 39. So here is your benchmark, plainly. If you are around 30 with $39,000 in net worth, you are not behind. You are exactly typical, the middle of America. Sit with that, because it probably contradicts everything your feed has told you. Quick reminder on what net worth even means. It is just assets minus debts. Your checking account, your car if you own it outright, home equity, retirement savings. Then subtract student loans, credit card balances, and whatever you still owe on the car. And that is why 30 is so brutal on paper. This is the decade you carry the most debt you ever will. Student loans near their peak, a car loan, maybe a mortgage. The debt side is loud, so the net number stays small, even when you do everything right. Tonight, somewhere, a 29-year-old is sitting at a kitchen table, staring at a student loan balance and feeling like a failure. The Federal Reserve data says they are, in fact, right on schedule. Not behind, on schedule. One practical lever at 30. Net worth grows fastest when you stop adding to the debt side. You do not need to get rich this year. You just need to stop digging. Even holding steady, no new debt, lets the asset side quietly start to win. And if you want a target instead of a benchmark, the common fidelity guideline is about 1 times your salary saved by 30. That is a goal, not an average, and almost nobody hits it exactly. Use it as a direction, not a verdict. Now the 40s. This is where things start to look very different on paper, and where the gap between average and median gets almost philosophical. Sit back. Second test result. The Federal Reserve SCF 2022 puts the average net worth for households aged 35 to 44 at $548,070. Over $500,000. That sounds like a finished success story, the whole thing handled. The median tells a more human one. The median net worth at 40 is $135,300. That is the household in the exact middle. Still a real number, and notice what happened. In 1 decade, the typical household went from $39,000 to $135,000. It more than tripled. Put it in income terms. The U.S. Census Bureau reports the typical household income in 2024 was $83,730. So the typical 40-year-old household has net worth equal to about a year and a half of what it earns. That is not failure. That is a foundation. So your benchmark, plainly, if you are 40 with $135,000 in net worth, you are exactly typical. Not behind your friends, not behind the guy from high school posting about his rental properties. You are in the precise middle of the data, and the middle is fine. Tonight, somewhere, a 42-year-old just got off a call about refinancing and feels like they are the only one who hasn't figured this out yet. Half of America is sitting right beside them, feeling the exact same thing, looking at roughly the same number. One practical lever at 40. The biggest driver of net worth at this age is home equity. If you own and you are steadily paying down a mortgage, you are building wealth on autopilot every month, even the months you feel broke. That counts. That is the engine. And the fidelity guideline for this age, again a direction and not a verdict, is about 3 times your salary saved by 40. If you are short of that, you are in enormous company. It is a target to aim at, not a wall you failed to clear. The 50s. This is the decade where the distance between the average and the real number gets a little harder to look at, and where the headlines start to feel personal. Third test result. Sit back. According to the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances 2022, the average net worth for households aged 45 to 54 is $971,270. Nearly $1 million. It sounds like retirement is basically solved for the average 50-year-old. The median says otherwise, and the median is the one you live in. The median net worth at 50 is $246,700. The household right in the middle. The average is nearly 4 times that, same pattern as every bracket, just bigger. The median doubled again from 40, because by your 50s, the wealthy have had decades to compound, pulling the average further away. Put it in earnings terms. The typical full-time worker earns $63,360 a year, according to the Census Bureau. The typical 50-year-old household's net worth is close to 4 years of that pay, banked in a house and a retirement account. A head start on the last stretch. Your benchmark, plainly. If you are 50 with $246,000 in net worth, you are typical, not falling behind. exactly in the middle of every American household in your age bracket. The co-worker with the lake house is the surgeon in the room, not the rule. One practical lever at 50. This is the age catch-up contributions unlock. The IRS literally lets you put extra money into retirement accounts once you cross 50. Most people never use it. A free, legal, fully built lever sitting there untouched, waiting for you to pull it. The fidelity guideline here is around 6 times your salary by 50. One more time so it lands. That is a stretch goal for a comfortable retirement. Not the average American, and not a measure of whether you are okay. Plenty of typical households retire fine below it. Now we get to the 60s. This is the bracket where the gap between average and median hits its widest point in the entire data set, and where the scary retirement headlines do the most damage. Fourth test result. This one matters most if you are in this bracket, so sit back and breathe before you read the first number. The Federal Reserve SCF 2022 reports the average net worth for households aged 55 to 64 at $1,564,070. Over $1.5 million. That is the number dropped into retirement articles to make every normal person feel like they blew it. Hold on. You already know what is coming. That is the surgeon, never louder than right here. The median net worth at 60 is $364,270. The average is more than 4 times that, the widest gap of any bracket in the data set. Wealth is most concentrated right here, just before retirement, which is exactly why this bracket feels the most discouraging and most misleading. Your benchmark, plainly. If you are 60 with $364,000 in net worth, you are typical, not behind, not a failure. The headline screaming $1.5 million is describing a room with a billionaire in it. You are the one in the middle. Tonight, somewhere, a 59-year-old just read a headline saying the average American near retirement has $1.5 million. They looked at their own number, felt sick, and assumed they failed. They are typical. That headline is the surgeon in the room. One practical lever at 60. The Social Security decision you make in the next few years sets your monthly income for the rest of your life. Claiming later pays more, every month, forever. A real financial asset even though it never shows up in these net worth figures. Now let's step back and look at the whole country at once. The Federal Reserve reported in 2022 that the average net worth across all U.S. families is $1,063,700. Over $1 million per family. Sounds like a nation of quiet millionaires. It is not. The median for all families is $192,900. That is the typical American household, not $1 million. The average is more than 5 times the reality because, one last time, the surgeon is in every single room in this country. And here is a number that should lift your shoulders. That $192,900 median is up 37% from 2019, the largest 3-year jump the Federal Reserve has on record. Whatever it felt like, the typical household actually gained real ground. Now, the neighbor with the F-150. I promised we would come back, and here is what the data actually suggests about that shiny truck in the driveway. A new truck like that almost certainly has a loan attached, with a serious monthly payment. And a loan is a liability, and a liability subtracts from net worth. So that gleaming truck is likely making your neighbor's number smaller, not larger. The thing that signals wealth is the bill. So the neighbor is not secretly crushing it. Most likely typical, same as you, just with a nicer truck and a slightly smaller net worth because of it. The stuff you can see was never the wealth. It was usually the bill. Here is something the headline numbers almost never say out loud. A large portion of that net worth at every single age bracket is not money. It is home equity. According to the Federal Reserve SCF 2022, the typical home equity for homeowners, The home's value minus what is still owed on the mortgage is $201,000. Now hold that next to the typical total net worth for all families, $192,900. The typical homeowner's house equity alone is larger than the typical household's entire net worth. For most homeowners, essentially all of their wealth is locked inside the walls of the house, and that equity is not cash. You cannot buy groceries with a hallway. It is genuine wealth, but locked up, reachable only by selling or borrowing against the place you live. About 2 in 3 households own a home, so for most people this is the whole story. This matters because when you look at the typical net worth at 60 of $364,270, a big chunk of that number is the house. The investable assets, the money that can actually fund your retirement spending, may be a good deal smaller than the headline figure suggests. That is not a reason to panic. It is a reason to know the difference between your total net worth and what you can actually spend. 2 different numbers, both matter. The house is real wealth and a real roof, just not a checking account. And here is the quiet relief hiding in all of this. Net worth does not peak at 60 and then fall off a cliff. According to the Federal Reserve SCF 2022, the typical net worth keeps climbing and peaks at age 65 to 74, reaching $409,900. So look at the full climb: $39,135, $246, $364, peaking near $410,000. The typical household builds wealth for decades, and the high point comes after 60. The 60s are not the finish line. They are still the climb. Let's wrap the test results. One age at a time, plain language, the way a doctor reads it back to you at the end of the visit. If you are around 30, the typical household under 35 has $39,040 in net worth. If that is you, you are not behind. You are the middle of America. Your one move: stop adding to the debt side and let time start working for you. If you are around 40, the typical net worth for 35 to 44 is $135,300. If you have that or near it, you are right in the middle. Your biggest asset is probably your home, and every mortgage payment is quietly building wealth. Keep paying it down. If you are around 50, the typical net worth for 45 to 54 is $246,700. That is roughly 4 years of typical full-time earnings banked. If you have not touched the catch-up contribution lever yet, that is the one to reach for now. If you are around 60, the typical net worth for 55 to 64 is $364,270. If that is your number, you are typical. Not behind the headlines, not behind the surgeon, right in the middle of the data. Your lever now is when you claim Social Security. And if you are sitting there with $4,000 and a gift card you forgot to use, I promised we would come back to you too. The Federal Reserve data does not judge the gift card. It counts what is real, and a lot of people are right beside you. The beliefs we started with. You are behind. Your friends are ahead. The neighbor with the F-150 has a fat account. The data says all 3 are wrong for most people watching. The average was always the surgeon. The median was always you. So here is the whole picture in one breath. The average is the surgeon in the room. The median is you. The median climbs every decade, and it peaks after 65, not before. You are not behind. You are on the climb, like almost everyone else. That is the data. That is the test result. And wherever you happen to be standing today, that is exactly where you stand. Leave your age bracket in the comments. You will see how much company you are in.